Sure if you caught the lineups there, but for Washington Township, Stephen Hernandez, Zach Breeze, Jared Armstrong, James Hernandez, Austin Darnell, and for Victory Christian, Lincoln Tommy, Deacon Lee, Flynn Carlson, Zeke Schock, and Tyler Smith. Now the play-by-play, here's our very own Frank Spanko.
Thank you so much, Dave Woodworth, and indeed it is loud. The girls winning the first game, and now the boys of Victory Christian and Washington Township about ready to commence here tonight. Ernie Biggs said, let's play two. We're going to do that. The ball tipped into the front court, into the back court, as Washington Township in black with a trim of white work into the front court left. James Hernandez, the pitch over for Armstrong. Now they'll try to pass it into the corner, and the ball trickled out of bounds. Victory Christian getting a hand on it, and Washington Township will take control. Scout Browersock in his 9th year as the head coach over at Washington Township. Still early in the season. This is their 3rd game of the campaign. Now in between the circles as Burden starts to drive. Burden lets it go. Awkward shot. Lane gets his own rebound back and puts it in. As Colin Burden puts it in for the first 2 points. And now Victory Christian in transition. These two teams have played every year since 2012, December of 2012, and in the 6 innings, Washington Township has won them all. Now Tommy, the pitch in between for Zeke Schock. Zeke Schock loses the handle, and here's a still. Here's Burden driving, counters against Schock, and lets it go. Good. So Colin Burden with 2 field goals, accompanied for all of the points for Washington Township. Now into the front court left. Here is a drive by Zeke as he comes up missing, and Zeke shocked as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch. Washington Township will stay with Victory Christian. Washington Township winning their first 2 games of the season. They have scored on average 73 points. They won against Hammond Science and Tech and Boone Grove. Here's a 3 from the left corner, rattling no for Tommy on the rebound control, flat-footed, and now here's Armstrong driving in the net. It's tough counted for James Armstrong. So Armstrong with his first bucket, and it's a 6-0 advantage quickly for Washington Township in Victory Christian's own den. Here on the other end, Zeke Burden, the pitch for Deacon Lee. Now Tommy. Lincoln Tommy holding with the right-handed dribble. Tommy in between the circles. The pitch for Zeke. And now it started the dribble drive, and Zeke Schock cannot come up with it. And last touch, it's going to go out of bounds. We'll stay with Victory Christian. Anyway, the season, as mentioned, started for Washington Township after Thanksgiving. We do have a foul, as the foul called on number 32, Zach Bryce, the 5'9" senior, non-shooting. So front court to the right for Victory Christian, coming crossover, Lincoln Tommy. Tommy with the right-handed dribble, pitches it over for Schock. Now in the corner, a left wing 3 off the iron, no for Tommy. And here comes Washington Township in transition. Black on black. Three inside the arc. The shot doesn't drop for Armstrong, and here comes Victory Christian. Victory Christian quickly ahead with Shock. Shock the pitch into the corner. Here's a three. Triple it up for Lincoln Tommy, and Tommy gets Victory Christian on the board. A 6-3 lead for Washington Township, but the Lions on the board in their own den here on this Friday night. And now a block by Victory Christian as here comes the Lions. The Lions in transition. Right-handed dribble. Lincoln Tommy on the logo working to the front court right, trying to go for Zeke Shock as the ball comes loose into the hands of Tommy. Right of the key jumper off the back iron. No. The rebound by Lee, and no basket as we have a push, a foul before the shot.
Yeah, foul before the shot there,
before
Frank.
the shot.
Looks like that's going to be called on number 40, Austin Darnell, the 6'6" junior forward for Washington Township, second team foul.
Baseline to the far side. Victory Christian brings the ball in. Bounce it, cutting to the basket and scoring and bringing the
drive from left side of the basket. Good for the sophomore, 6'7" forward. Glenn Carlson, good for two.
So Glenn Carlson called with the bucket. He also draws the foul as Austin Darnell called for his second foul. Shooting to all right, looking to complete the three-point play. The sophomore, 6'7", he's a big guy. Glenn Carlson shooting to all right. Strong bend, lets it go. Off the back iron, but bounces in for a three-point play.
That ties it up.
Glenn Carlson makes it a 6-6 game, Dave, as you mentioned. Now front court to the left as Jared Armstrong with the right-handed dribble. Pitches it over for Bryce. Zach Bryce now in between the circles. Here is Armstrong. Armstrong at the left elbow. Pitches it across for Bryce. Bryce a three from the right wing. Rattling no. The ball comes loose. Washington Township with Armstrong offensive rebounds. And here come the Senators with the basketball, front court left. Left-handed dribble by Hernandez. Now here's the feed for Burton. Lets it go. Left to the key jumper. Good for Colin Burton.
They give him 6 on the evening already. 4:38 to go here in the first quarter.
And an 8-6 lead for Washington Township. Front court to the right for Victory Christian. Lincoln Tommy, right-handed dribble, comes crossover. Hit the ball. He almost crossed into the backcourt, but Lincoln Tommy doing a fine job just saving it to prevent the backcourt violation. And now here is Tommy, a three from the left.
He banked it up for a three. You don't see that very often.
You do not. And Lincoln Tommy with 2 3-pointers, Dave. When you're hot, you're hot. And I guess
so.
Lincoln Tommy has found his stroke here from beyond the arc. Now Bryce starting to drive, has it blocked, and the ball comes loose into the hands of Zeke Shock. The feet ahead. Here comes Victory Christian in transition.
Good hustle there by Zeke Shock, but he ran into one of his opponents. Draws a foul, I believe.
Zeke Shock is the only senior, Dave, on this team, and the foul indeed called on Shock.
First team foul on Victory Christian Academy here.
3:51 in a downward spiral clock. Victory Christian with a 9-8 lead. Front court to the left for Jared Armstrong. Armstrong holds outside the perimeter. Goes right to the key. Now on a return to Armstrong. Left-handed dribble. Armstrong trying to find the outlet. Goes for Burton. A three from the left wing. No. Leaping rebound. Looks like Tyler Schmidt. And Schmidt, I believe, drew contact.
Yeah, he stepped on the baseline.
Oh, he stepped on the baseline.
So it's a baseline violation there for the Lions. Senator will throw the ball in from underneath their own basket here with 3:32 to go first quarter.
Hernandez the trigger, the ball inbounds on the baseline far side, looking for the outlet. Goes outside the arc in between the circles for Bryce. Bryce now for Armstrong. A 2-3 zone displayed by Victory Christian. And now Bryce, and now what do we have? We have a turnover. Do we have a foul? For a moment there, I thought the ball was turned over, and indeed it is not a turnover. It's a foul on Victory Christian, non-shooting, and Lincoln Tommy called for the foul. So the ball brought inbounds along the sideline of the far side as Hernandez in between the circles, gets it down low, cutting to the basket. Bryce has a block, and here comes in transition Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt loses the handle, unfortunately, as Jared Armstrong comes out with the pack. Cross court out with too strong, out of bounds, going the other way to Victory Christian. the Lions a 9-8 lead, competitive as it is here, opening quarter, 3:08.
Mad scramble back and forth across the court here, a lot of fast movement.
Now for Lincoln, Tommy working the point. Tommy with the right-handed dribble, crosses across the timeline, feeds it right at the key for Tyler Schmidt. Now Schmidt pitches it over for Tommy. Schmidt in between the circles, right-handed dribble, starts the drive, turnaround jumper in the lane, good for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt, one of the leading scorer for this Victory Christian squad, gives his team a 11-8 lead, one possession. Three can tie it for Washington Township. Here is James Hernandez. Hernandez, the feed for Burden, tries to pitch it out. A three, it's blocked. It's blocked, and nicely done by Flynn Carlson. However, Washington Township gets it back, and now a three from the left wing on-line, triple it up for Bryce. The three-pointer ties the game at 11-all, 2:17, downward spiral clock. Opening quarter, Bryce with the three. Now Tyler Schmidt in between the circles. Schmidt losing the handle, gets it back near the timeline, does not cross across the backcourt, but we do have a jump ball as Schmidt was tied up with Bryce. So the possession arrow favors Victory Christian.
Pretty intense action here in this first quarter, all tied about 11 apiece, 2:07 to go first quarter.
Lincoln Tommy in front of us, delivering the ball inbounds into the backcourt, and we have contact.
We got a foul though.
Yeah, dude, Washington Township called with the foul, and it looks like Zach Bryce called for the contact. Second foul on Bryce, the team's fourth. Tommy to bring the ball in bounds. Tyler Schmidt with the right-handed dribble, switches over to the left. Tyler Schmidt into the front court. Cuts to the right wing, hands it off for Jakubowski. Jakubowski checking into the game. First time we're calling his name. Now Tommy, running jumper, no in the lane. However, the offensive rebound, Flynn Carlson cannot come up with it. And a leaping rebound, Washington Township, as Hackey comes up with the ball. Now front court to the left, a dribble drive, and Burden counted and one.
Burden with a good move and a drive down the lane for the layup and draws a foul in the process. He's got 8 points, going for 9 with the free throw coming up.
So the foul called on Victory Christian, the first called by Flynn Carlson. The three-point play is good. And Colin Burden has contributed to the majority of almost all of the points, 14-11, as Washington Township gets the lead back. Front court left. Lincoln Tommy comes crossover. The pitch for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt for Tommy. Tommy cuts to the near side, left elbow. Now Jakubowski hands it off for Schmidt. Schmidt left-handed dribble. Top of the lane jumper, counted perfect for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt with 2 field goals, given 4 points. However, Washington Township with a 14-13 lead as we come up on 1 minute remaining opening quarter from a thrilling Lions gym here on the campus of Victory Christian Academy. A miss from the top by Hatchie, and here comes Victory Christian. A cross-court outlet in for Zeke Schock. Zeke Schock down low, has it blocked from behind, and with a blocking foul on Washington Township. The foul called on the visitors, and the foul on Will Phillips. The 6'4" junior called for the 15th foul for the Senators. So Zeke Schock shooting. It is a shooting foul to our right. Off the back iron, no on the first.
Schock, the 5'10" senior guard, shooting the second.
Missing on the first, connecting on the second. So gives Zeke Schock his first point. And a 14-all deadlock. 54 seconds remaining between Washington Township and Victory Christian for this opening quarter. What a game this is going to be. The girls team winning, a Victory Christian's girls team winning over Washington Township's girls team. The boys completing the nightcap. Now driving down low. Here's a nice backdoor feed as coming up with the miss Phyllis. And now the rebound controlled by Victory Christian. Front court right. Tommy with the crossover. Tommy pitches it in the lane. The ball taken away, however, by James Hernandez, and Washington Township clears, transitioning on offense. Front court left. The black on black. Washington Township Senators 2-0, their third game of the season. And the ball comes loose outside the arc, and we have a foul. The foul appears to be on Washington Township.
Yeah, scramble for the loose ball. There's Jakubowski diving to the floor to get it. And foul call looks like it's going to be on Colin Burton is first on the night.
And Dave, they're in foul trouble now. This is only 6 fouls, and the quarter's not over. One more, and it's a bonus opportunity for the Lions. Lions with the ball front court right. The pitch for Jakubowski. Jakubowski with the left-handed dribble. Trying to feed it down low. Jakubowski, however, gets it back. Let's go a three. Count it. Triple it up. Oh, man, what a shot. Jakubowski, and that will do it.
That's a good finish for the first quarter, 17-14, and we'll take a timeout here on USA-365.com and Indiana-Sports.com.
Legal issues can come in many different situations in today's world. Are you considering buying or selling real estate? Are you and your family experiencing financial difficulties? You have questions about how to implement the right plan for the transfer of your property after death? If so, you should consider consulting with an attorney. Attorney Adam Decker has provided legal advice for more than 20 years to the residents of northwestern Indiana on these and other matters. Call him to discuss your specific legal issue at 219-663-7400 or visit AdamDeckerLaw.com to find out more about Adam Decker and his areas of practice.
Starting the second quarter with Victory Christian Academy up 17-14. And with the play-by-play, here's Frank Spanko.
Wow, Dave, what a three at the end by Grant Jakubowski. It wasn't a buzzer beater. There was still about a couple seconds on the clock, but a 17-14 lead for the home team, the Victory Christian Lions, looking for their first win ever against Washington Township in a series that began in 2012. Not only has Washington Township won all 6 meetings from 2012 to last year, 2017, they have just been dominant in complete control of Victory Christian over the last 6 seasons. Front court left, Washington Township with the basketball, with James Hernandez trying to feed it down low. As it's blocked away, Hatchie has it blocked, and now the ball comes out to Washington Township, front court to the left. Quickly paced here at Victory Christian Academy. Front court to the left, here's Burden. Burden trying to pitch it out. Baseline jumper from the left, counted for Hatchie. Tyler Hatchie with a field goal from the baseline. A 17-16 lead. Victory Christian still in possession, looking to extend it beyond 1 point. A three for Lincoln Tommy, no, off the back iron. Here is Tommy starting to drive, accelerates to the basket. Glenn Carlson picks it up off the rebound, and a foul in the act of shooting.
Several shots there underneath the basket. And it's going to be the big man, Flynn Carlson, at the free throw line after that foul. Foul called on number 34, James Hernandez, his first.
And Dave, it wasn't the act of shooting, but you can look at it this way. It's 7 fouls for Washington Township, bonus opportunity. Carlson misses on the first. He will get another. Flynn Carlson, if you look at him, 6'7", Dave, you mentioned a big guy. The biggest guy that Victory Christian has. In fact, the biggest guy for both teams, the only one that comes close is Austin Darnell, 6'6", for Washington Township. Carlson lets it go, counted on the second. So Flynn Carlson, a split pair, given 4 points and an 18-16 lead for the Lions in their own gym on this Friday night. 1 minute gone by, second quarter. Front court left for James Hernandez. Hernandez with the left-handed, goes with the left-handed dribble, pitches it out for Hatchie. Now a drive down low as Armstrong draws contact as he was accelerating to the netted cup.
Yeah, trying to drive to the basket from the left side, making contact there. Foul's going to be on number 23. Tyler Smith, his first. 4th team foul on the Lions.
Baseline jumper on the way, rimming counted for James Armstrong. So Armstrong with his first 2 points, and it's an 18-all deadlock here in the Lions' den on this Friday night.
That's a 2?
That's a 2, Dave. A 2-point, and we're tied up at 18. Front court to the right for the white-on-white Victory Christian Lions. Jakubowski thought about taking the three, now tangled up. The ball goes in the backcourt. No backcourt violation. It was deflected by Washington Township. Down low, here is Tommy. Tommy trying to pitch it, and it's stolen away. Here comes Washington Township in transition. Armstrong, pull-up jumper in the lane, leaves it short. However, Washington Township clears. A three from the right wing doesn't drop. And now Hatchie with the rebound. Now a three attempt from the left wing for Armstrong. Nicks iron as the ball comes loose. Washington Township, however, gets the rebound with Hatchie. And now Hatchie starts to drive and count it off the glass. Window smoocher for Tyler Hatchie. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. I believe it's Scott Bowersock calling it, and we'll do the same. 20-18, Washington Township with the lead. You're listening to USA-365.com.
Hi, I'm Bill Satterley.
And I'm Kent Lindquist. Together we host 2 hours of some of the best mainstream jazz each Sunday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on 89.1 FM, The Lakeshore.
And we're hosts of The Feeling of Jazz and are proud sponsors of Crown Point High School basketball on Internet Radio USA-365.com.
We've got a neat sports connection with Dave Woodward, who engineers our weekly jazz show.
So we invite basketball fans to join us Sunday nights at 8 for The Feeling of Jazz on 89.1 FM, The Lakeshore, and online at lakeshorepublicmedia.org.
And the score is now Washington Township up 20-18 with 5:57 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Frank.
Tyler Schmidt working the point, front court to the right. Lincoln Tommy with the basketball. It's stolen away by Burton. Burton, no question about it, lays it up with the right hand. And Colin Burton has 9 points in the first quarter, giving him 11 unofficially in all. 5:40 downward spiral clock and a 2-possession lead at 22-18 for the Senators. Lions ball, front court right. Tommy cuts left of the key. Now Tyler Schmidt trying to find Tommy in the corner. A 3 if it drops. Remy, no, and the ball comes out. Flat-footed rebound by Armstrong. Washington Township in transition. Armstrong driving the length of the floor as Washington Township plays it outside the perimeter. Armstrong in between the circles. The pitch for Burden. Left of the key jumper, no, and a leaping rebound by Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt into the front court, feeds it for Tommy in the cross court outlet, and he draws contact, hard contact underneath the basket.
Ouch.
Yeah, David, looks like he
a little bit of a collision there with the base of the basketball framework there by Lincoln. Tommy, boy, he tried a fancy backhanded, what do you call that kind of a shot? It went a little off the mark.
It was more of a circus shot, but to Lincoln Tommy, I mean, when he went down, this place went quiet for about 5 seconds. He gets back up, gets an ovation, deservingly so, Dave. Jared Armstrong called for the foul. That's his first, the team's 8th. As Tommy shoots to all right, misses on the first. It is a shooting foul, not a bonus because it was in the act of shooting.
Yeah, regular two-shot foul opportunity here for Lincoln Tommy, the 6-foot freshman guard.
Tommy looking to complete.
He missed both.
Yeah, he misses both.
Rimmed out.
22-18 inside 5 minutes for the second quarter. Now the big guy, Phillips, comes up with a 3 attempt. No. Will Phillips, the 6'4 freshman from our vantage point, who looks taller, now in transition. Count it.
That time Tommy makes it.
Lincoln Tommy, Dave. 8 points for Lincoln, and 22-20, the lead up to 2 for the visiting Washington Township Senators. And we have a whistle. Do we have contact? Looks like we have a push on Victory Christian.
Yeah, kind of a circus shot by Washington Township that time. Wow, Colin Burton, boy, he can get up in the air too.
Deacon Lee called for the foul, Dave. That's his first, the team's 5th. Non-shooting, Washington Township with Phyllis. Pitches it out for Hernandez. Hernandez with the left-handed dribble. The feed for Armstrong. Armstrong backs it out outside the perimeter. Left elbow. Now starts to drive baseline on Tommy. No basket. The ball went in. No basket indicated as we have a foul before the shot. And actually, it's a good thing Victory Christian did foul him because the basket did go in. The foul on Tommy, his second. The 6th-team foul, one under the penalty for Washington Township. Or, well, I should say Victory Christian. One more and they'll go to the line, Washington Township. Front court to the left, Phillips, tall and slender, pitches it out on a line for Burden. Now starts to pass it out and it goes out of bounds. Last touch, visiting Washington Township. The Lions with control. Lions white on white, purple numbers front and back, purple lettering on the front of the jerseys above the numbers. Tyler Schmidt with the right-handed dribble, motion with the left hand, pitches it for Deacon Lee. Jakubowski also into the game. And we have contact as the ball went inside. A foul on the Senators. Let's see who's on.
Now these fouls may wind up biting Washington Township here. They're definitely in the bonus. Obviously with 9 fouls now. In fact, they're just 1 foul away from double bonus.
And Dave, Zach Bryce better be careful. He has 3 fouls. Dave, this is a completely different turn of events as opposed to the girls' game in which we didn't have many fouls in the first half, but we're seeing a lot here in the boys' game between Washington Township and Victory Christian. Tyler Schmidt to the line.
Yeah, he's shooting 1-1 now.
Schmidt bends over, lets it go, and nicks the iron on the 1-and-1 as another foul upcoming.
Wow. Yeah, immediately another foul. This time it's going to be against the Lions. And we'll see one of the Senators go to the charity stripe, also shooting 1-and-1.
Yeah, that's their 7th.
Because the Lions have now got 7 team fouls. As this one is called against Tyler Schmidt. He now has 2 personal fouls. And that's going to bring up Tyler Hatchie at the free throw line.
Hatchie, the 5'9" sophomore guard wearing the number 10 jersey, shooting to our left. Dribbles the basketball with the stripe. Quick bend, lets it go, counted on the 1-and-1. 5 points for Tyler Hatchie. Looks to complete the back end of the 1-and-1, give his team a 2-possession lead at 23-20. Washington Township at the moment, and he does just that. So a 2-possession lead. Victory Christian looking to cut the 4-point deficit by a field goal. Front court right, dribbling is Deacon Lee. Now Jakubowski for Lee in between as they go for Shock. Shock tries to drop it down low as prominently they're going to their bench. Victory Christian. Now Jakubowski, a 3 from the left corner, separates to the far side. And Grant Jakubowski with 2 threes, 6 points. More importantly, a 24-23 lead for Washington Township. The lead trimmed to 1. Now driving his arm is Hernandez. He comes up missing in the lane. Leaping rebound controlled by Schmidt. Lee works the point. Left-handed dribble on the logo. Tries to dump it down low for Schmidt. A 2-3 zone for Washington Township. Schmidt left to the key. Pitches it out for Shock. And Zeke Shock comes up with the... They cannot come up with it.
Rimmed out.
It was hanging around the iron, Dave, but he couldn't come up with it. 3:10 and counting, opening half. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Burden, no. However, Washington Township able to keep it alive. A 3-point attempt from the right wing, and it looks like there was a foul. I believe the foul, Hernandez drawing the foul, and if that's the case, that should be 3 shots. The foul called on Grant Jakubowski. So a 24-23 lead for Washington Township. I believe this is 3 free throws. And the first free throw drops for Hernandez. 3 points for James Hernandez, the 5'9" sophomore guard. Hernandez, quick bend, lets it go, and misses on the second. So one more coming as Hernandez was fouled from beyond the arc at the right elbow. Hernandez looking to make it 2 of 3. 3:05 before half. Hernandez, quick bend, lets it go, makes it 2 of 3. Counting on the second, 4 points for James Hernandez. As we come up on 3 minutes, spiral the clock downward, and now here's a steal by Washington Township into the front court of Hernandez. And we have a
traveling call.
We have a travel, Dave and Dave.
Against the Senators.
Dave, that's a big break for Victory Christian, considering that it was a clear path for James Hernandez to the basket.
Yeah, that was a clear path to the basket for the Senators, so here we go. 2:55 to go, first half.
Schmidt working the point, racing into the front court right. Right-handed dribble. Tyler Schmidt now hands it off for Tommy, calls the offense as he motions with the left hand. Schmidt outside the perimeter of the right elbow, and he draws contact. Tyler Schmidt drawing contact at the right elbow. So a foul on Washington Township. A lot of fouls, too many to name, but the second foul called on Colin Burden.
Yeah, that's number 10 on the 10th team foul.
Schmidt to the line, shooting to our right, off the iron, no. On the first, being that it is 10 team fouls, it is 2 free throws the rest of the way this half. And Tyler Schmidt looking to get the back end after missing the first. Schmidt, a strong bend, lets it go, arcs it up and in. The lead trimmed from 26-23 to 26-24. A timeout called by Victory Christian with 2:42. We'll do the same. 26-24, Washington Township with the lead. You're listening to USA-365.com.
Has your car had to stop in a hurry lately? Did your car come to a complete stop? If not, it might be time for new tires. Tires are the most important investment for a smooth and safe ride in your vehicle. After all, they are the only part of your vehicle touching the road. Levin is proud to be the tire and service expert since 1918. They have locations in Crown Point and Wingfield, including 4 other locations in Northwest Indiana. They also offer free shuttle service, free Wi-Fi, and free coffee. No appointment is necessary. Call 800-475-5005 or visit LevinTireCenter.com. That's Levin Tire and Service Center, proud sponsor of Crown Point Bulldogs basketball on USA-365.com.
And you're listening to USA-365.com.
Welcome back to Victory Christian Academy in Valparaiso, where these two street rival schools, yes, Washington Township located just across the street in the distance from Victory Christian, but Washington Township with the lead by 2 and the ball, starting to drive. Hatchie, he comes up missing, short leap at the rebound for Tyler Schmidt, and here comes Lincoln Tommy working the point on the logo with the right-handed dribble. 2-3 zone for Washington Township, right-handed dribble, cutting right at the key as Schmidt counted off the glass. Window smoocher for Tyler Schmidt, and mark up a deadlock, 26-all, 2 minutes remaining before halftime in the Lions' Den on this Friday night. Front court left, Burden, who is the leading scorer in this game for either team at the moment. Now a 3 from the right elbow, rimming no by Hernandez. And here comes Victory Christian, transition on offense. Lincoln Tommy comes crossover on the logo, pitches it out Schmidt. Schmidt holds his dribble at the right wing, now switches with the left hand. Turnaround jumper right at the key, check counted for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt 2 field goals in the second quarter. Unofficially, I have him for 8 points, and Victory Christian regains the lead at 28-26. Chime the clock downward, 1:20 before half. Front court left in a 2-3 zone for Victory Christian. Washington Township with the ball. Hatchie, the line drive pitch to the right elbow for Armstrong. Armstrong, left-handed dribble, has it blocked. It's blocked by Flint Carlson. And here comes Victory Christian, transition with Tyler Schmidt. Window smoocher and a big one for Tyler Schmidt. Gives Victory Christian the biggest lead to this point at 30-26, a 4-point advantage for the guys in white at the moment. Inside 1 minute before halftime. Pull-up jumper, top of the key, no for Colin Burden. And here comes Victory Christian. The Lions in transition. Right-handed dribble for Tommy. Or for Tommy, I should say. Lincoln Tommy. The line drive pitch and in the hands of Flint Carlson as he holds his dribble. Zeke Schock at the top of the key. Schock bounce over to Jakubowski. Left-handed dribble. Starts to drive. Has a block from behind. Out of bounds. And I did not see. They're going to say it stays with Victory Christian. It looked like block from behind. I believe that was Hatchie with the block.
24 seconds remaining first half.
Tommy, the trick of the ball and bounce. Quick release.
Good play on the throw in.
Quick play indeed. And Schmidt with another field goal. 4-all in the second quarter. 32-26. The crowd's going to start to make some noise. We're down to 10 seconds. The strategy, play for the last shot. If you're Washington Township, Kyle Burden starts the drive, lets it go right of the basket. And do we have a foul? Yes, we do. We have a foul on the Senators.
Wow, with just 2 seconds left in the first half as well.
Dave, this place is loud, and I'm loving it.
Great opportunity for the Lions to put a couple of points in the bucket with virtually no time left in the first half to play.
And Colin Burden called for the foul. Dave, this is troubling if you're Washington Township. You got Burn with 3, Wise with 3, and sending to the line is Zeke Schock. Zeke Schock shoots to all right. Dave, that was almost like for a brief second you're thinking in or out. Indeed, it goes out.
Wow.
The worry for Washington Township will be 2 players with 3 fouls. Schock looks to complete the set, looks to connect on the back end. As Schock shooting all right, lets it go, counted on the second.
Net that time.
2 points for Zeke Schock. A quick shot from half court that is wide.
Good try.
For Jared Armstrong. And listen to this Victory Christian crowd. A rally towel out. The student section making some noise. As the boys in purple leading 33-26. Victory Christian with a 7-point lead over Washington Township in the back end of the girls-boys doubleheader. It's the boys game from Victory Christian High School in Valparaiso. I'm Frank Sprinkle. He's Dave Woodworth. Our halftime show coming up. You're listening to USA-365.com and Indiana-sports.com.
And it's halftime here at Victory Christian Academy in Valparaiso. We are actually northeast of Valparaiso. Dave Woodworth here along with Frank Sprankle at halftime, where the host Victory Christian Academy Lions hold a 33-26 lead over Washington Township in a very competitive first half, with the lead having exchanged hands several times. Let's recap the scoring from the first half. First of all, for the visiting Washington Township Senators, Tyler Hatchie with a total of 6 points on 2 field goals and 2 for 2 shooting at the free throw line. Colin Burton with 11 points, 5 field goals and 1 free throw, and he would be the leading scorer, I believe, for the Senators. Zach Breeze with a 3-pointer in the first quarter for a total of 3. Jared Armstrong, a 2-point field goal in the second quarter, total of 2. And James Hernandez with 1 field goal and 2 for 3 shooting at the free throw line. That constitutes your total of 26 points for for the Washington Township Senators. Now for the Victory Christian Academy Lions, Grant Jakubowski with a 3-pointer each in both the first and second quarter for the total of 6 points. Lincoln Tame with a pair of threes in the first quarter, plus a 2-point field goal in the second, gives him 8 points on the night. Flynn Carlson with a field goal plus 2 for 3 shooting at the free throw line for a total of 4 points. Zeke Schock, 2 for 4 free throw shooting for a total of 2 points. And Tyler Schmidt with a total of, I'm just adding this up very quickly, 4 plus 8 is 12 plus 1 is 13 points in the first half of play. 1 out of 3 in the free throw shooting. But as I said, he's got 6 field goals for a total of 13 points. And that is why Victory Christian Academy is up by a score of 33-26 at halftime. The turnovers, not too bad. I've counted only 7 turnovers for Victory Christian Academy against just 3 for Washington Township. I may have missed 1 or 2 there, but I think more turnovers for the Lions than for the Senators. The Senators have had maybe a couple more shooting opportunities, and they've been both teams have been passing the ball very well, very effectively, very aggressive on defense. There have been a number of steals in the game. I don't have the total count there, but both teams have been scoring a few points on the transition game as well tonight.
Dave, would you believe it that since these two teams met in 2012, the 6 previous meetings, Washington Township has outscored Victory Christian, and it isn't even close. They have outscored them 77-41 in the meetings from 2012 to 2017. And just looking at it, the 2012 meeting, all these meetings were won by Washington Township. They won 70-30. The following year, 75-60, 86-37 in 2014, 2015, 82-31, 2016, 75-45, and 2017 last year, 73-43. It has just not gone the way of Victory Christian in the past. A victory here would be just a huge momentum gainer for them to coast through the South Shore Christian Conference, considering they haven't played much in the South Shore Christian Conference, only 1 game, and that was the Heritage Christian on November the 27th. But it won't be long before you get into your various your conference schedule. You got Portage Christian coming up. That's on December 21st. And then you got Calumet Christian early on to start the new year. So, Dave, good first half, but it's not over yet. Front court to the left for Victory Christian as they work the ball to our left as Schmidt counters against the defender, loses the ball, but instead comes out to Carlson, comes up missing, and the rebound controlled by Washington Township. Front court right for the Senators. Phyllis, the big guy, in the lane, tries to back it out. Now it goes out for Phyllis still. Now working in between is Burden. Burden for Bryce. Bryce playing with 3 fouls. Off the back iron, no. The rebound controlled by Washington Township and the put in. James Hernandez, nicely done. 33-28, the first 2 points of the quarter, much less the half, belonging to Washington Township. Now Tommy pitches it out for Carlson. The big guy has it blocked by Phyllis at 6'4" for Washington Township. And here comes Hernandez into the front court right. Hernandez with the right-handed dribble. The pitch for Burden. Now Armstrong, now in between the circles, tries to come around a screen as Burden for Hernandez. Hernandez, the line drive pitch to Armstrong. A minute and 10 seconds gone by off the clock as the ball rattles. No, and the put in. I didn't see who put that in. I would like to say that's Zach Price.
Yeah, Zach Price is right.
So Zach Price with the put in, and it's 33-32.
Just like that, it's a 1-point ball game.
1-point game, Dave. Now driving down low. Here is a nice shot. Deep shot, Dave.
From the left side, driving into the basket. Solid shot.
Front court to the right as Armstrong for Hernandez. Hernandez, the pitch for Phyllis. Now in between the circles, losing the handle. Burden lost it, had to retract it at the left wing to the far side.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
And there's a foul, Dave. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, that was a foul, but questionable on
I agree with your
opinion there.
Well, I agree with your opinion. Didn't look like much contact at all.
Yeah, that was a very light foul, if at all.
Front court to the right for Washington Township. In between the circles, Washington Township, a 2-0 record. This is their third game only of the 2018-19 season. Phil's turnaround jumper, no. However, the rebound, no, on the second effort. And here comes Victory Christian. The Lions with the left-handed dribble. As the ball comes out, comes loose to Washington Township. And we have a foul as drawing the contact, Jared Armstrong. A foul on Victory Christian.
Yeah, Smith was trying to get it back after losing the ball, and he's called for his third foul in the process, so that didn't work out too well that time.
Now, he's in foul trouble, Dave, and that's their biggest production in terms of scoring is Tyler Schmidt.
Yep. You can't.
Now a three.
Lions can't afford to lose him.
Phyllis doesn't rattle in the three. Victory Christian in transition in between the circles as Schmidt pitches it out for Tommy. 2-3 zone for Washington Township. Left corner presence identified by Deacon Lee. Lee with the left-handed dribble. Teardropper in the lane. No. Rebound Washington Township. Here's Burden on the other end. No question about it. Fast break to success. Basket good by Burden. And with 5:12 remaining, a 35-34 lead for Victory Christian. They need a bucket here to make it three. And starting to try count it.
Wow.
For Flynn Carlson. Carlson drawing contact on his way to the netted cup.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it was a 6-2 run there for Washington Township, but that was an impressive comeback there for the Lions on that. Almost, was that a dunk?
No, it wasn't a dunk.
No, but it was a solid layup there by the big man, Flynn Carlson, and he draws a foul in the process.
So the foul called on Bryce as the play completed by Flynn Carlson.
Yeah, an old-fashioned three-point play there.
Carlson I got him at 5. Unofficial, I have to get his point total here in a moment. Here's a three from the left corner, far side. Rattling no for Burden. And now Victory Christian in transition. Victory Christian along the far sideline with Tyler Smith. Loses the handle.
Oh, he was tripped up.
Dave, and it's going to be a foul on Washington Township.
Yeah, Jared Armstrong is saying, who, me? But I think that's who is going to be called against.
Washington Township, Dave, has some players that are in foul trouble, and Bryce, that's his fourth foul.
Well, who's got four? No, Zach Breeze, I guess, is who they called it against.
Yeah, they called it against, and he has four at the moment. So Tommy, he's in trouble right now. I believe he's on the bench as he needs a breather. There's still plenty of time remaining here tonight. Into the corner, Here is a three by Tommy off the back iron. No leaping rebound by Lee. And we have a foul.
Violation.
Baseline violation. Okay, baseline violation.
Yep, so a turnover for the Lions.
Colin Burden,
38-34. Lions up here with 4:32 to go third quarter. Still plenty of ball game left to go.
Absolutely. Washington Township front court right. Phyllis holds his dribble at the left arc. Now pitches it out for Armstrong. Goes into the corner for Burden. Coming around to the far side. Here is Hockey. Phyllis in the lane. As he moves the handle, it comes out to we have a foul here. It looks like we do have a foul on Washington Township. The foul drawing contact Deacon Lee. And Dave's fourth foul.
That's number 4 on Darnell. That's incredible.
Dave Woods is a big player. Dave, what's incredible is you got Darnell and Bryce with two players with 4 fouls.
3 team fouls on Washington Township to 2 for Victory Christian Academy. 4:10 to go, third quarter. That could be a crucial play right there, even though it had nothing to do with the score.
Washington Township's, it's a half and half front, I'd have to say. Washington Township located just within minutes of the campus here at Victory Christian. So 4 fouls for 2 players for Washington Township. Victory Christian with the basketball front court left, slicing and dicing. Tommy cannot get it to drop. However, Shock was able to get a hand on it, and it looks like we're going to have a foul, I believe. We're going to have a foul? No, it must have gone out of bounds, so no foul. 3:50 and counting play on. Washington Township, Victory Christian. Senators with the ball, front court right at the logo. Pitching it out to the nearest, to Armstrong. Now a 3 ran away. Rims out as the ball loose. It's picked up by Victory Christian.
Shock with the rebound.
Shock pitches it over for Tommy. Tommy with the left-handed dribble, a whistle, and do we have a timeout? Yes, we do. Called by Derek Church. Victory Christian calling a timeout with 3:30, third quarter, 38-34. Victory Christian on top. You're listening to USA-365.com.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And you're listening to IndianaSports.com and USA-365.com live from Victory Christian Academy in Valparaiso. Here's play call.
And the Victory Christian Lions have not won a game since the series began in 2012. They lead it by 4. Boy, a win for Victory Christian. I have to say monumental considering that the Washington Township has had their way since 2012. Front court left. The pitch over for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt comes crossover at the top of the key. Backs it out near the timeline, just shy of the logo. Right-handed dribble. Tries to come around a screen. Tries to feed it to the right elbow and does for Deacon Lee. Now Tommy with the left-handed dribble. The pitch for Schmidt right to the near sideline toward us. Schmidt with the left-handed dribble. Cuts baseline. Gets it goal. Beautiful move to the basket. Window smoocher
from the left side at that. 40-34 now.
2:50 and counting. A 3 attempt from the right elbow off the back iron. No for Burden. Leaping rebound. Schmidt. Quick cross-court outlet down low for Tommy. And Tommy with the cash off the glass.
Pass break works for that time for the Lions. And there's a timeout on the court. We'll take one as well. Victory Christian on top, 42-34 here on USA-365.com.
Legal issues can come in many different situations in today's world. Are you considering buying or selling real estate? Are you and your family experiencing financial difficulties? Do you have questions about how to implement the right plan for the transfer of your property after death? If so, you should consider consulting with an attorney. Attorney Adam Decker has provided legal advice for more than 20 years to the residents of northwestern Indiana on these and other matters. Call him to discuss your specific legal issue at 219-663-7400 or visit AdamDeckerLaw.com to find out more about Adam Decker and his areas of practice.
Welcome back to Victory Christian Academy in Valparaiso. 42-34, the home team Lions with the lead. Senators with the ball. Hachi losing it. It comes out in the corner to the far side. A 3 doesn't drop for Burden. Left-footed rebound for Victory Christian. Tommy works the point with the right-handed dribble. Slow walk. Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt holds. Now starts to dribble the left hand. Comes around a double team briefly for a moment. Schmidt right at the key. Schmidt trying to add on to a 42-34 lead. Comes up short. Schmidt fighting for the rebound. Zeke Shock with the rebound. Pitches it off for Tommy right. Elbow 3. No. A leaping rebound by Washington Township. Contact made after the rebound by Burden. And a foul on the Lions. So a foul on Victory Christian. Zeke Shock called for his third. Both teams squared up at 3 fouls apiece for the second half. And Victory Christian with a 8-point lead, yet Washington Township will look to cut the deficit. Washington Township in their black on black, a red and white trim along the midsection. Left-handed dribble. Now the pitch out as checking into the game now is Steven Hernandez. First time we're seeing him. Hernandez with the pitch. Now a turnaround jumper by Hachi.
Rims out again.
Leaping rebound by Phyllis. And now the Washington Township Senators control the ball with the right hand at the elbow. Here is Burden starting to drive. Awkward shot. Wow. I don't even think
what a shot.
Dude, I don't even think he looked at the basket.
That was a reverse hook shot that went in.
Unbelievable, but nice at that by Colin Burden. Inside a minute and a half, a 42-36 win. Who's going to win? Keep it here to USA-365.com to find out. Tommy into a spin at the top of the lane. Lets it go.
Wow! What a shot that was. Inside the key in the lane, and it just dropped in.
I got Lincoln Tommy unofficially for 12 points, but Tommy coming up with the big basket as we come up on the final minute, third quarter. Burden draws contact right in front of the netted cup.
Wow.
Foul on Victory Christian. See who it's against.
Yeah, kind of a hard landing there for Burton, but I think he's okay. He's going to be shooting at the free throw line.
And Dave Flynn Carlson called for his second, the team's fourth. Shooting all right, Colin Burden. Burden arcs it up and down, counted for Burden. Burden, a 5'9" senior, playing with 3 fouls. Foul trouble has been an issue for both teams, especially in the first half, and Burden connects on both. So a 44-36 lead, the lead up to...
I think it's 38. We got a third down light bulb over there.
My apologies there, and these are up 4. I thought it was.
6-point ball game.
Here's Schmidt. Schmidt cutting. Passes it out, goes outside for Lee. Now Jakubowski, a 3 right elbow, back iron denied. The flat-footed rebound controlled by Armstrong. Here comes Washington Township, front court right. A 3 by Burden, cannot get it. Toretto Phyllis, the rebound. And what do we have here? We have a push underneath the cup. And are they going to say offensive foul? It looks like offensive foul on the Senators.
Wow. You don't see that call too often in a commotion underneath the basket.
I hear cheering to my left. I hear booing to my right. The Washington Township faithful.
That's his second.
Decked out to our right. There's only one side of bleachers here at Victory Christian, so 2 fouls for Phyllis. Front court left, looking to extend the lead. Victory Christian. Jakubowski, the pitch for Tommy. Tommy holds his dribble as we have an offensive foul on the Lions.
Wow, was that a push-off or something?
I believe it was some pushing.
Okay, it's going to be on
Jakubowski.
Jakubowski, his second. And 5th team foul for the Lions.
Washington Township front court to the right with the basketball trailing as we come up on the final seconds of the third quarter. Hachi trying to feed it down low. The ball
loose ball
away in the lane. It looks like Hachi able to get back at it. Comes out to Tommy, and that will do it for the third quarter. Lincoln Tommy, Dave. Wow. A big defensive play to get the ball as time ran out, and that will do it for the third quarter as we go to the fourth. Victory Christian leading 44-38 over the Senators of Washington Township. I'm Frank Sprinkle. He's Dave Woodruff. The fourth quarter coming up. You're listening to Victory Christian Basketball on USA-365.com and Indiana-sports.com.
When your car is due for a new set of tires or scheduled maintenance, Levin Tire and Service Center has 6 convenient locations in Northwest Indiana for you. Each Levin Tire and Service Center offers a full-service repair facility that uses the highest quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment. Levin is part of the Goodyear Tire and Service Network, which guarantees their work at over 2,000 locations nationwide. Located at 501 North Main Street in Crown Point, call 800-475-5005 or visit LevinTireCenter.com. That's Levin Tire and Service Center, proud sponsor of Crown Point Bulldogs basketball on USA-365.com.
You're listening to USA-365.com. Here's Frank Sprinkle.
Will Phyllis to bring the ball inbounds in front of us with the final quarter upon us here from Victory Christian. Washington Township out of the IHSAA Class 1 Porter County Conference looking to get right back into it. Front court right for Jared Armstrong. Armstrong holds it. Now feeds it over for Hachi, and it looks like Hachi. Travel called on Hachi, so a turnover to the Lions. Looked like there might have been a foul for a moment, but instead a traveling call on the 5'9" sophomore guard from Washington Township. So Lions with the ball, looking to add on to their lead. 44-38, the lead for Victory Christian. Lincoln Tommy, right-handed dribble, holds his dribble. A 2-3 zone display. Actually, they're going to go man-to-man here on this possession. Tyler Schmidt outside the perimeter to the right elbow. Left-handed dribble, starts to drive. Pitches it underneath for Tommy. Tommy, right to the key, lets it go. Leaves it off the iron. Here comes Washington Township. Flat-footed rebound, Armstrong. And now front court to the right. Armstrong drives and counted for Jared Armstrong. Layup good.
Yeah, good strong play there.
44-40, the lead to 4 points for Victory Christian. And now here's a steal coming up with the pack. Washington Township, the lead accounted for Burden, easy layup. So the lead down to 2. Washington Township putting together a run, 44-42. 1 minute and 10 seconds shaved off the game clock. The noise made by both student bases here at Victory Christian. And we have a foul in the lane. It comes in the act of shooting. Tyler Schmidt to the line drawing contact. I believe that's Phyllis with the call. And indeed it is. Third foul on Will Phyllis.
Yeah, that'd be the 5th team foul on Washington Township.
Coming in the act of shooting, 2 big free throws for Tyler Schmidt. Victory Christian out of the South Shore Christian Conference. Shooting to our left, Schmidt. Lets it go. Counted on the first.
All net.
All net indeed for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt looking to add the second and give his team a 2-possession lead. A substitution. It looks like checking in. Number 32, Bryce, playing with 4 fouls. Watch out. Schmidt shooting to our left. Strong bend at the knees. Lets it go. Counted on the second.
All net on both free throws.
And big free throws at that. They 46-42. The lead back up to 2 possessions for the Victory Christian Lions. Left-handed dribble by Hachi. Backs it out. Here is Burden starting to drive. Left of the key. It looks like counted and one. Counted and one for Colin Burden.
What a strong game Burton has had here tonight.
Yes, sir, he has.
The 5'9" senior guard. Goodness gracious, he had 11 points in the first half. Now I see he's got 10 more points here in the second half. 21 points on the night.
Zeke Schock called for the foul. That's his 4th. One more, his night's over. Schock leading the way with fouls. Each team with 5 team fouls. Burton looking to complete the 3-point play. Does with success. So Victory Christian the lead at 46-45, 6:24. Motion the clock downward. Lincoln Tomey on the crossover in between the circles on the logo. Drops it down low for Schmidt. Schmidt holds his dribble. Goes across Tommy into the corner near sight. Starts to drive and a pushing foul on Washington Township. It is a non-shooting foul here considering that Washington Township is under the penalty, yet that is their 6th. One more, and Victory Christian in the line. The foul called on number 15, Stephen Hernandez. Now a quick release. Tyler Schmidt comes up off the inbound, and Schmidt has 2 points. So Schmidt continues to deliver the goods for Victory Christian. 2 minutes shaved off the game clock, 4th quarter. Armstrong starting to drive. Teardropper in the lane, rimming in. Jared Armstrong, count it.
Yep, good play. Driving up through the center of the lane.
48-47. Victory Christian with the lead. The tightest lead any team can have. Tommy at the left elbow. Now Tommy looking for the outlet. Tries to drop it down low. It's taken away. Stolen away by Stephen Hernandez. Here's Burden on the other end. Burden counted and one. When you're hot, and Colin Burden is proving that. We'll go to the line to look to complete a 3-point play.
Burden again. This time from the right side. Almost blocked there by Carlson.
And they've 3 fouls for Grant Jakubowski. Looking to complete the free throw play. Cannon, a leaping rebound by Tyler Schmidt. He did miss it. Tyler Schmidt the rebound. Schmidt pitches it out for Tommy in the corner. A 49-48 lead for Washington Township now. And counting on one.
Wow.
Counting on one for Tyler Schmidt.
Wow. I just saw him in slow motion go up in the air, kind of like a Michael Jordan. The ball just floated through the air and caught all net, and he draws a foul in the process.
Dave, you mentioned MJ. What number is Schmidt wearing? Michael Jordan's number 23.
That's a coincidence.
By coincidence. He did wear 45 when he came back for a brief period in the 95
Very
season.
true. 2 fouls, by the way, on Jared Armstrong.
That was his baseball number, of course. A miss for
He
Tyler
missed that
Schmidt.
one.
Schmidt comes up with the miss. Still, but it's 50 to 49.
1 point ball game.
Dave, who's going to win this? 5 minutes too soon. There's a pitch into the corner as Washington Township passes around left of the key. They'll go outside the perimeter. Inside, here's a release by Armstrong. Nicks the iron, flat-footed rebound by Tommy. And Lincoln Tommy with the thin frame drives quickly into the front court left. The bounce down low for Seat. Shot, and no shot there. Shot with the pass off the glass.
Nice assist there by Tommy to feed Shock.
52 to 49, a one-possession game for Victory Christian in the form of a three-pointer. Victory Christian looking for their first win ever against this team. And a baseline jumper good for James Hernandez.
Amazing. Three-pointer. Just like that, we got a 1 point ball game. We're going to have a timeout. We'll take one as well. It's Victory Christian on top, 52-51. Stay tuned. This game isn't over yet.
Mike Dexter from Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Crown Point Bulldogs basketball on Internet Radio, USA-365.com. Call financial advisor Mike Dexter at 219-663-1234 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. Mike Dexter and Bulldogs basketball. Now that's a winning combination.
And you're listening to USA-365.com and Indiana-Sports.com. Dave Woodward along with Frank Frankel. And we're coming out of a timeout. Victory Christian on top, 52-51. Not a whole lot of time left in the game. Fourth quarter, 4:34 to go. And Frank's got the play-by-play.
And Dave, this is arguably the most competitive of all these games in the 6 meetings since 2012. This is the 7th meeting overall in consecutive seasons. Victory Christian with a 1-point edge, looking to add more. A three-pointer can make it a 2-possession game. Tommy Engels to the near elbow. A 2-3 zone displayed by Washington Township. Working at the right elbow, and a travel call by Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt walking at the right elbow, so a turnover, and Washington Township will take over with 4:20 remaining. Washington Township trailing 52-51. A basket here, and they hold the lead. 4:16, motion the clock downward. In between the circles, it's James Hernandez. Hernandez, the bounce, as the ball goes out of bounds right to the student section of Washington Township, and a bad pass gives Victory Christian the ball. So 4:09 for the fourth quarter, and Victory Christian up 52-51 can expand their lead beyond 1 point. As mentioned, a three-pointer, and you have a 2-possession lead. But I don't think a three-pointer is a strategy. Lincoln Tommy starting to drive right at the key. Awkward shot taken away by Washington Township, and Burden on the other end. Layup good. One-handed layup for Colin Burden. And a 53-52 seesaw lead, now favoring the visiting Senators. Tyler Schmidt handed off. Now Schmidt gets it back right at the key. And do we have contact? I believe we do. Tyler Schmidt drawing contact. Foul on Washington Township. Let's see who the foul is. It's on Washington Township. Not sure, though, who.
Well, it looks like it's Jared Armstrong is called for his third foul of the night. That's 18 fouls now on Washington Township.
Okay, Washington Township with, as you mentioned, for them, this is their 18th foul of the second half. Then by Schmidt, lets it go, and rattling, cannot miss.
The front end of a 1-and-1, he missed it.
Cannot complete it, Dave.
They need to hit those front ends of those 1-and-1s.
Jared Armstrong with the ball, motion with the right hand.
That hurts.
Indeed it does. Pitches it out on a line drive to the near elbow. Now here is a turnaround jumper by Burden, rimming no, and a leaping rebound by Schmidt, and Victory Christian can take the lead here. Cross-court outlet on the line to Tommy. Tommy starting to drive. Oh, beautiful reverse move. Misses, but shot to pick up and puts in the trash. Deep shot picking it up and putting it in for a 1-point lead for Victory Christian. The Lions in their home gym leading, however, contact and a foul on the other end. Hoosier hysteria at its best here in the Lions den.
Yeah, I think that's on Shock this time.
Yeah.
The guy who just scored a field goal, he's called for his,
I got him at 4.
That's his fourth foul now.
Yeah, I got him at 4, I believe. Actually, no, that's his fifth. I had him at 4 initially. Yeah, I had him at 4 initially, but Zeke Shock does foul out, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's out.
It will be 2-3. It will be a 1-1 as the 1-1 misses by Hernandez, and in the lane, all of a sudden this gym has gone deafening. What do we have here? Oh, it's a substitution. Okay, no foul. But instead of substitution, as Phyllis, the big guy, 6'4", looks bigger than that, comes in.
So Zeke Shock finishes the game with 8 points.
Shooting to our right as Hernandez makes good on the second. So mark up a deadlock, 54-54. Hey, I wouldn't mind extra time. That might be needed. What a game this has been.
Did he make both of them?
No, he missed the first.
Missed the first, okay.
Count the second, though, and we're deadlocked at 54 all as Tommy hands it off. Now Jakubowski with the right-handed dribble. Grant Jakubowski looking for the outlet as it's strictly man-to-man for Washington Township. In between the circles, adjacent to the logo, Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt into a turnaround. Tried to fight for the basket. Leaves it off the iron. A whistle comes in. And a foul on the Lions.
Yeah, reaching over the top. Tyler Schmidt called for the foul. Yeah, he knew he was short on that. He was trying to get to his own rebound. He picks up his fourth foul.
All right, so you got Zeke Shock already fouled out. And Tyler Schmidt, that's his fourth, Dave. And one more, his night is over.
Yep.
It sends Jared Armstrong to the line, and Armstrong shooting to all right.
Yeah, he's shooting 1-1.
Both teams in the penalty. Shooting to all right, counted on the first penalty.
Yeah, he made the front end.
55-54, Washington Township with the 1-point edge. Scott Bowersock standing up, very animated, guiding his team. Second free throw up and in, the second good. 2 free throws completed by Jared Armstrong, and it's a 56-54 lead for the visiting Washington Township Senators. Motioning the signals from the sideline, Derek Church, the athletic director, also the head coach. At the left wing, driving, cutting, is Tyler Schmidt, fighting for the basket, counted, and we're going to drop it. Tyler Schmidt using some...
He did that all on his own.
He did. Athleticism galore for Tyler Schmidt as we come up on 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Will it take regulation or will there be extra time? Stay tuned and find out. Armstrong, a pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Rimmy, no, and a flat-footed rebound by Schmidt. Schmidt with the left-handed dribble. Dumps the cross-court outlet to Tommy. Tommy left of the key. Turnaround jumper, no, in the act of shooting, but a foul. Foul on Washington Township. You can feel the intensity in this beautiful gym here at Victory Christian.
Well, that's number 4 on Jared Armstrong. There's several players now in real foul trouble.
I think I've lost count with all these fouls, Dave, but the scoreboard is reading Armstrong with foul. You also have Arston Darnell with foul. I have Bryce with 4. It sends Tommy to the line, shooting to our left, looking to unlock the deadlock. Misses on the first. It was in the act of shooting, so he'll get another one.
A minute 52 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Tommy dribbling to our left, lets it go, puts it on the second. So Lincoln Tommy unlocks the deadlock. I got this his first point of the fourth quarter, so 57-56 inside 2 minutes in the Lions gym on this Friday night in Valparaiso. Victory Christian looking to end a 6-game losing streak since the series started in 2012 to Washington Township. Front court right, the Senators with the ball. Here's a drive. Reverse doesn't drop. It was blocked. As here comes the Lions, cross-court outlet to Jakubowski. Jakubowski pitches it over for a beautiful pass.
On the feet from Jakubowski.
Clint Carlson with the basket, and we got a timeout. Beautiful. So a timeout called by Washington Township. 59-56, they lead. Victory Christian with the lead. You're listening to USA-365.com.
The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Out of the Senators' timeout, and a nice basket, almost a dunk by Phyllis. So it's 59-58 coming up on 1 minute as the ball deflected out of bounds, and it's going the other way to Victory Christian. So Phyllis coming up with almost a dunk. It wasn't quite the dunk. It was just a feather tap to the basket. Of course, he's got those long arms. That's what you look at him. He's 6'4", but his long arms and legs make him the difference factor. So here comes Tyler Schmidt in the front court left. A 59-58 lead for the Lions. Lets it go. Leaves it short. The ball loose. And we have contact. We have contact and a foul on the Lions. So a foul called, I would like to say that's on Flynn Carlson, and indeed it's his third. So Flynn called for his third, and the 10th foul, a double bonus opportunity. That's Phyllis goes to the line for Washington Township. Lets it go. Perfect on the first. Second free throw in the air, good by Darnell. (60-59), the lead up to 1 for Washington Township. Now a pull-up jumper right to the key. Count it!
Wow.
Count it, and not sure they had the basket for a moment, but 61-60 the lead. Now Darnell in between the circles. Washington Township trailing by 1. I don't think they want to play for the last basket here, though. Here's a pull-up jumper by Burden. Offline and a flat-footed rebound by Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt delivers the cross-court outlet to Tommy. Tommy cutting to the basket. No. And a foul. A foul on Washington Township. They can feel it here in the gym right now.
Yeah, Tommy draws a foul as he drives to the basket. So he'll be at the free throw line. And that's number 5 on Austin Darnell.
Yeah, he's done, Dave.
So he fouls out with 23 seconds remaining in the game.
Big guy's out. Tommy, we're dribbling to our left. Big free throws upcoming. Both teams in the double bonus. Shoots it to our right, and he bounces off the bat. Out the bat. Big. Wow, it went off the top of the window and then bounced in. So, wow, 62-60.
That's kind of an unconventional way to do it.
Second quarter, 63-60, and a definite, and a timeout. Timeout by Washington Township.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yes, you are.
We'll keep it right here. 63-60.
Well, you got
Victory Christian Academy up by 3. The timeout called by Washington Township. It's a one-possession game. If you're talking about a three-pointer, Frank, who do you go to if you're the coach for Washington Township? Scott Bowersock.
Well, if you're in Washington Township, maybe you look at a guy like Colin Burden, Dave. This guy has been the hot hand all night. He is playing with 3 fouls. You got a lot of players with foul trouble right now. Zach Bryce is in the game still. He has 2 3-pointers. They're going to play for the tie, definitely, but I would have to say you go with the hot hand and you go to Burden. You only have 2 3-pointers by Bryce, so let's see what they do.
He's more of an in-close player. We'll see what happens.
Armstrong to bring the ball inbounds to the far side.
Surprisingly, the Lions are not going for the full court press.
No, they're not.
Letting the ball roll up to the timeline.
Picked up by, hold on, there's no basket here as Burden was driving.
Yeah, Burden tried to do the quickie drive up through the lane. 20 seconds left.
Yeah, there was a foul, and I think, Dave, that's smart because now you're only forcing 2 free throws here. So that's actually smart by Victory Christian to foul and prevent the 2 free throws.
Yep. Yep, Tommy.
Free throw.
Missed the front end.
That's big, Dave. Colin Burden comes up with a miss. Look at Frank Jakubowski. He is clapping his hands, looking at the student section. And the second free throw does drop. And we got a timeout. I think we should keep it here, Dave, with only 20 seconds.
Yeah, we might as well.
Left.
20 seconds left. We'll keep it here.
Smart.
Yeah, it's a one-possession game, but we've only got 20 seconds left, and Victory Christian Academy is going to have the throw-in from the opposite end of the court. They have to go the full length of the court. They have to get over the timeline within, 10 seconds?
10 seconds. And, Dave, you know the strategy for Washington Township is to foul. They want to foul. Now, please note, you do foul. The double bonus does favor both teams. And Victory Christian, they get the ball. If they were to foul and draw Victory Christian to the line, 2 free throws would just about seal it.
Well, I would look for Tyler Hatchie to do the foul because he doesn't have any fouls yet tonight. You don't want you don't want Zach Bryce or Armstrong or Willis to commit a foul. So I think that's a strategy. You're going to have your probably a Tyler Hatchie commit the foul. Is he on the court? No, he's not on the court.
I do see Burden on the court as well as Fries, who's
Burden only has 3 fouls, so he's got a foul to give up.
Let's see what the strategy is. Victory Christian will work the length of the floor, bringing the ball inbounds. Far sideline to the right, into the hands of Schmidt. Schmidt with a double team, losing the handle. He lost the handle.
Stolen ball.
The handle.
What do you know?
What would you know is right. Jack Price comes up with the basket now. 10 seconds. Playing for the last shot. Victory Christian. Tommy right elbow. Feeds it over for Schmidt. Schmidt's trying to drive. Pull up. Jumper right into key. Schmidt gets it back. And no on the second opportunity.
Of overtime.
You can't ask for a better game than this.
Overtime.
Hey, look at the Victory Christian bench. They wanted a foul. They thought there was
there a foul?
I don't know. Was there a foul? It's still going to send Victory Christian to the line.
That could make a whole big difference.
The officials are discussing this, Dave.
They're going to huddle around. All 3 umps are talking it over. There's talk about possibly a foul there on that last shot. That was Tyler Schmidt, who had 2 shots there in the last second and a half or 2. It's tied at 63 apiece here with 0 time remaining on the clock. The referees are talking about all the conversations over there on the Victory Christian Academy coaches there.
They're not going to get it, Dave. They're not going to get it.
They're asking for a foul. Looks like they've set the clock for 4 minutes.
Derek Church and Tony Schock. Now, we mentioned Tony Schock, the girls' coach. He does assist on the boys' side of things. Of course, his son, Zeke Schock. Also, Savannah Schock, his daughter, on the girls' team. Tony Schock contesting, trying to make the argument that there was contact down low. However, he's not going to win the argument. And really, at that point, it's desperation. But what a game this has been. And we're going to add 4 extra minutes to the clock. Whatever happens here tonight, Victory Christian can certainly hang their heads high, considering that it's just been too one-sided going back to 2012. You go back to 2012, as mentioned earlier, 77-41 in the 6 meetings between these 2 teams has been the average final. So let's make some noise here in the Wolves gym. We're going to play some extra time. Wow.
Okay, and they're flipping the sides.
Okay, so we have at center Clint Carlson. Of course, he's the
We've got a 4-minute quarter. 4-minute quarter here in the overtime.
Shaking hands with Zach Bryce. Bryce playing with 4 fouls. The crowd just listen to it. You got to love it here on this Friday night. Bryce for Washington Township. Carlson for Victory Christian, and the ball controlled on the backcourt for Washington Township. Hernandez pitches it out. Now Stephen Hernandez holds it, trying to find the open outlet. Now here is Hernandez starting to drive. Hernandez counted and one.
Wow.
James Hernandez.
A powerful drive there by James Hernandez.
All the way to the netted cup. So 65-63, and he'll go to the line for 1.
Hernandez, 5'9", a sophomore guard. I can't believe he's just a sophomore. He has such poise out there on the floor for the Senators.
Playing like a veteran, Dave, no question about it. Hernandez looking to complete the three-point play, does so successfully.
Indeed.
So a 66-63 advantage for the visiting Washington Township Senators. And here come the Lions front court left. Carlson right at the key. Carlson in the lane. Nice.
Oh, beautiful play there by Clint Carlson.
Clint Carlson with the layup. So 66-65, still anybody's game. Driving slowly in the front court is Armstrong. Jared Armstrong the pitch. Now going down low, it looks like Hernandez, and he is fouled. So Hernandez fouled by Jakubowski. Jakubowski not believing that he committed the foul, but it looked like there was contact.
He thought he had a clean block as he came along the baseline to reject that shot, but he's called for the foul, and that's his fifth. That's why he's so upset. That's number 5. He's out of the game.
All right, Jakubowski, his night is over. He joins Zeke Schock on the bench. Yeah, Zeke alongside Grant, both fouling out here in overtime. So James Hernandez, the sophomore at the line, counted on the first. And it's 67-65. Hernandez has come up with 4 points in this overtime period. Scott Brower-Sock, the head coach of Washington Township, motioning with the shirt as well as the burgundy tie. Free throw to our right, counted on the second. So 60...
Yeah, Hernandez has hit 6 out of his 7 free throws in this game.
Yeah, 68-65, the lead up to 3 for Washington Township. Still one possession, a 3 ties it. Tommy with the right-handed dribble. Tommy in between the circles, the pitch for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt, a 3-pointer from the top of the key. Remy Noah, leaping rebound, controlled by Armstrong. Here comes Washington Township, front court right. And the left-handed dribble by Armstrong, the pitch into the corner. They'll pass it around, look to take some time off the clock, up by 3. And that was an SC forward.
Wow.
With the
they left him open.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, he was wide open underneath the basket.
70-65, the lead up to 5 points. As we have a push. And it looks like a foul on Washington Township.
Tommy driving from the right side towards the basket, draws a foul.
So now it's on Lincoln Tommy. The foul called on number 34, James Hernandez, his second.
And that's number 10, team fouls in the second half.
Shooting to our left. Here's Tommy. Lets it go. It went halfway up, Dave, but then it bounced back up. So Tommy misses on the first. The best he can do is make the back end and cut the lead to 4. Lincoln Tommy dribbling, bouncing it off. The hardwood lets it go off the back end. That's big. That's big. So Washington Township with the ball, leading by 5, 2:30 and counting in the overtime period. A 4-minute overtime period for Washington Township and Victory Christian on this Friday night. Armstrong the pitch for Hernandez in the corner. Cannot triple up. A 3 goes off the basket.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, we'll go over to Victory Christian. So a turnover. The Lions get the ball, needing a basket to cut the lead to 1 possession with 2:18 for the first overtime period. Cross-court outlet in the hands of Tommy. A 3 from up high, left wing.
He hits it.
Triple it up, and that was NBA 3 almost.
That was an NBA 3.
NBA 3, and Dave, a timeout called. I don't know if you want to keep it here or call timeout.
Let's keep it right here. 2:11 to go. It's now a 2-point ball game after that big 3. That helped make up for those 2 missed free throws that Tommy had just a moment ago. Less than 30 seconds ago, of course. 70-68. Yeah, in that fourth quarter, Washington Township outscored Victory Christian Academy, the home team, by a score of 24-18, making up that 6-point lead that the home team Lions had after 3 quarters. Recall they led at that point 44-38. So the fourth quarter going 24-18. It was all tied up then at 63 apiece. And now it's 70-68 with just, I think, a little bit more than 2 minutes to go here in the overtime. Should I say first overtime? Who knows? We might have another one.
We'll be here to Saturday.
It's been a very competitive game here tonight.
By the way, Dave, and of course, looking at Washington Township, they do have to go on the road to Michigan City. Now, we know how tough that is, a Class 4A school.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough place to play. I bet they give the Wolves a good game.
I bet you they'll make the Wolves a good game, but regardless of what happens here, you got to be curious with Washington Township, what type of fatigue level, if any, considering they got to play 24 hours from now. 2 minutes inside the first overtime. Here's Washington Township with the ball as Burton the pitch for Armstrong. Now holding it is Bryce. Between the circles as they pass it along for Steven Hernandez. Now at the left elbow, here's Jared Armstrong. Armstrong with the right-handed dribble. Zone defense for Victory Christian. 1:38, motion the clock downward on a 70-68 lead for Washington Township. Backs it outside. Had an open three was Hernandez. However, he tries to count it in one. Hernandez had an open look at a three, but he drives the basket, draws contact to the cup, and a foul on Victory Christian.
Wow.
Ball is right.
Hernandez has had a very strong second half here in this overtime period.
And Flynn Carlson in foul trouble with 4. One more, his night's over. He'll join Zeke Schock and Dan Jakubowski on the bench. Shooting all right, making and missing the three-point play is Hernandez. Now Victory Christian trailing by 4, 72-68 in transition. The Lions. There's a three attempt by Lee, top of the key, rimming Noah. High leaping rebound by Bryce, and now across court, out of the reach of his intended man. And that's
a little crazy there. That one got thrown away.
Dave, whatever happens here, Victory Christian certainly has a lot to hang their head up.
Yeah, I think he just got carried away with the intensity, the excitement of the moment there.
Coming up on 1 minute in the 4-minute overtime period. Tommy for Schmidt, 2-3 zone by Washington Township. And
turnover.
Steven Hernandez, front court to the right, pitches it out, down low. And now you got to be curious if Washington Township's going to try to take some time off. They do not, as a missed layup by Jared Armstrong. Now here comes Tyler Schmidt. He comes up missing at the iron. Leaping rebound by Lee. And the pitch to Carlson as the ball tipped into the hands briefly of Washington Township. The Lions get it back, however. A three blocked by Tomey. And that's a foul and 3 shots coming to Lincoln Tomey. You know how close we are when you have a basketball hit our equipment.
Do I get an assist on that?
No, you get a turnover. Even worse.
I saved the notebook computer from the basketball.
Yeah, you get a turnover in the process. Right. So it's 3 free throws.
We're still on the air, folks.
Yes, we are. 3 free throws coming up to Lincoln. Tommy shooting all left. Tommy shooting perfect on the first. 2 more. He can cut it to a 1-possession lead at 60. It's 72-69. This will be the 70th point upcoming for Victory Christian, and indeed it is 70. 72-70, 1 more, and it's a 1-point lead for the visiting Senators.
Yep, they need them all.
They do need them. They need them here, no question about it. Third free throw.
Get them all.
So he gets it. So Lincoln Tommy gets 4 free
32 seconds. 1 point ball game.
6 points in the overtime period, 72-71. As we have a reach in by Lincoln Tommy, he had to do that. It will send to the line Colin Burton with 25 seconds.
All right, that's his 4th. 4th foul on Lincoln Tommy, the freshman 6-foot guard.
Got serious foul trouble. The first free throw drops for Colin Burton. 73-71, the lead up to 2 with 25 seconds. The second free throw drops. It's still in.
He made both of them.
It's still in. The timeout called by Scott Flowerstock. We're going to keep it here, obviously, with 25 seconds. It's a 1-possession lead for Washington Township. The three-pointer now in the question, and Dave, I think they're going to be looking at the direction of Lincoln Tommy. He did hit a long 3, has attempted a couple of other 3-pointers. So my guess is, I could be wrong in life most of the time I am. I'm going to say Lincoln Tommy is going to get it here.
Yeah, I mean, they've already lost Grant Jakubowski, who fouled out with 3:16 left in the overtime, and of course Zeke Schock fouled out back in the 4th quarter. I mean, who else you got? You got Deacon Lee, sophomore, but he hasn't scored at all this game.
Yeah,
he hasn't scored a single point.
Austin Darnell, the only Senator to have fouled out I believe, for Washington Township. You got 2 players playing with 4 in Bryce, as well as Armstrong.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think Lincoln Tommy is the logical force. Of course, that's what Washington Township's going to be looking for too. They're gonna try to deny that shot, but they got to be careful so they don't foul them and wind up with them shooting 3 free throws again.
You also got Tyler Schmidt, who is also a pretty good shooter himself. But you take a look, leading the way.
Tyler Schmidt could do it. Yep.
Let's see what's going to be.
He's been shut out here in this overtime.
Washington Township brings it the length of the court. Slow walk into the front court left. Lincoln Tommy, the pitch for Tyler Schmidt. Schmidt with the right-handed dribble, tries to back it out. They're looking for Carlson as he drives.
Oh, he's called for travel.
Yeah, Dave, it looked like he did walk.
Oh, that could be it.
It looked like he did walk. No time.
It's only 11 seconds left.
I thought he did move, and now the question, that Victory Christian has to foul here, no question about it.
Yep.
Game not over yet, but there's the foul in the backcourt. As Ethan Agurlick, the sophomore, fouls in the commits the foul in the backcourt.
Yep.
1 free throw, it's all but over.
Yeah, that was a good call there. Put the freshman in there, or put the sophomore in there, who doesn't have any fouls. He had plenty to give up.
So Agurlick, we haven't seen him much coming off the bench.
Unfortunately, Colin Burton is a very good free throw shooter.
And all he needs is 1, Dave, and that will all but clinch it. Shooting to our right, clinch it.
There it is.
First. So it looks like Washington Township.
Yeah, that'll sew it up.
Is going to escape with their 7th victory. And may I use the word escape because it wasn't easy. Victory Christian gave them everything they had. Second free throw good. 76-71, down to 10 seconds. As the ball triggered in. Here's Schmidt, front court to the right, top of the key, 3 off the back iron. The leaping rebound by Victory Christian, and down to 1 second. The ball out of bounds will go to Victory Christian, but this one's going to end in heartbreak for the home team Lions. Washington Township, give them their due. They had to fight tooth and nail. It hasn't been easy in the previous 6 seasons. But Washington Township's going to pick up a win. Here's a desperation 3 offline by a bullet, and that'll do it. A fun night of basketball unfortunately comes to an end. The girls team wins, but the boys team cannot follow through, although what an effort by the boys team of the Lions of Victory Christian. They held there most of the way, but unfortunately they lose 76-71 here in the gym at Victory Christian High School. The girls winning earlier, the boys losing here tonight. It took overtime, but the boys team loses for the 2nd time. Their record drops this season.
All right, we are back live here at Victory Christian Academy in Valparaiso, Indiana. Dave Woodworth along with Frank Sprankle, who is getting some quotes from some of the coaches and players. Let's take a couple minutes to recap the scoring in tonight's game, which was won by Washington Township by a score of 76-71. Despite Victory Christian Academy having led most of the game, eventually going into overtime in this final 76-71 in overtime after the regulation game ended at all tied up at 63 apiece. First of all, for the Washington Township Senators, it was Tyler Hatchie with 6 points, Colin Burton with 22 points, Zach Breeze with 7 points, Jared Armstrong with 8 points on the night. And then it was James Hernandez had a great game, 17 points, of which 7 of those came in the overtime period. And then 2 points then by Austin Darnell. So there's the scoring for Washington Township tonight, 76 points. Now for the quick scoring summary for our Victory Christian Academy Lions. Grant Jakubowski with 6 points on 2 3-pointers, each of them coming in the first and the second quarter. Lincoln Tommy with 21 points on the night. He had 6 in the overtime period. And then Flynn Carlson had 11 points on the night. And Tyler Schmidt had 25 on the night. Zeke Schock had 8 points on the evening before he fouled out with 3:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. So there you have the scoring. All the scoring for Victory Christian Academy scored by 5 individuals, and scoring also by 6 individuals for Washington Township. Turnovers on the night. Looks like there was approximately 7 turnovers for Washington Township, at least that I had recorded. And looks like 14 turnovers for Victory Christian Academy. So I believe the turnovers in this close of a game probably were at least one of the major factors in deciding the outcome that gave Washington Township the victory. Taking a look at the schedule, Washington Township will go on the road now for a couple of games. They will be playing. I think we talked about this, after tonight they go on to the road at Michigan City on December 8th. Well, that's tomorrow night. They'll be at Michigan City tomorrow night. And then next week, December 12th, they've got a 7 o'clock game, against Valparaiso High School, right here in Valparaiso where we are this evening. And then on the 14th, North Judson at home, North Newton at home on the 21st, and then after Christmas they'll be on the road at Westville in the final game of 2008, and then they'll come back and take on La Crosse at home on January 4th. Taking a look at the schedule for Victory Christian Academy, they've got interesting schedule as well. As I mentioned, they this will be their record now drops to 6-2 overall after tonight's loss to Washington Township. But they go on the road next week at Hammond Academy of Science and Technology. And then on the 18th at Calumet Christian. And then on the 21st at Portage Christian. And then they will be at the Lakeland Invitational on December 27th and 28th, where apparently they're guaranteed at least 2 or 3 games. So that should be an interesting holiday tournament for Victory Christian Academy coming up. And then after the first year, it's the Homeschool Resource Center team on January 3rd and South Bend Career Academy back on January 5. So our next broadcast coming up on USA365.com will be coming up after the first of the year. The very first Friday of January of 2019 is January 4th. And it'll be another girls-boys doubleheader as the Michigan City Wolves come to Crown Point High School. And we'll be bringing you that first game with a pregame show at 5:15. First tip-off at 5:30 for the girls, and the boys will tip off right about 7:30 in the evening. That's Michigan City at Crown Point. Duneland Athletic Conference action on USA-365.com. I've got Derek Church, the coach and athletic director here at Victory Christian Academy. First of all, congratulations to the girls with the 52-36 win over Washington Township in the first game of the doubleheader that we had tonight. And my condolences, I guess, for, if that's the case, for the overtime loss. If you've got to lose, you got to lose in overtime, right? That was a tremendous game. The fans were just totally buzzed all night long. 76-71, 63 all after regulation. It could have been anybody's game in regulation.
Right, yeah.
The only thing I could see was that perhaps was a deciding factor. I was looking like rough stats. It looked like the turnovers were a problem for the Lions tonight.
Yeah, we got a young team, and that kind of showed itself at times. Turning the ball over at some key points, and we missed some free throws too. You know, when you're in a tie game in regulation, you got to make more free throws, and we just didn't do that. But on the flip side of that, we felt like we got what we wanted at the end of regulation with Tyler getting the ball in his hands and getting a couple shots, and it just didn't go down. So, you know, you take a team like that to the wire, you can't be too disappointed.
Yeah. A lot of energy on the court displayed by both teams tonight. It's been a while since I've seen a Porter County Conference game. I had my kids attend Boone Grove High School, so I had a chance to see a number of games, but that was like a decade or more ago. But I was highly impressed with Washington Township, and Coach Bowersox has put together a pretty nice team over there.
Yeah, he's every year you can expect the same thing from Washington. They play really hard. They play very disciplined, and I think their experience showed through there in overtime. They made the right decisions. We made a few wrong ones. So Yeah, it was a good game all the way around. Both teams played well, and like you said, the atmosphere here was just electric, and that made it fun for everybody.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I had some fans here from Washington Township. They were cheering loudly, and they were just smiling. They really enjoyed the game. Well, obviously they won the game at the end, but they enjoyed the whole course of the game. I think everyone did. It was just a magical game in a sense, and almost a tournament-like atmosphere. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you very rarely have a student section come in here like Washington had tonight, and our student section was awesome too. So yeah, you got that. Yeah, it felt like we're at tournament time, and that's why we play teams like this. We want that tournament atmosphere, so when we get into our state and national tournaments, we're ready to roll. And I don't know if we'll see a team as good as Washington this year, so we feel like if you're going to be positive about a loss, this is one you can be positive about.
Right. Now, Frank and I were talking earlier in the game. I didn't realize this, but he found this on the map. Washington Township is literally just across the street and down the ways. So it's a neighborhood rivalry, I guess. You guys try to play each other each year, or most years?
We've been playing basketball, I think, for 5 or 6 years. We play in soccer and some of the other sports here. But, these guys play at the Y with Washington Township kids all the time, and they play some AAU together and Courts League. So this means a lot for these guys to come out here and play them. And frankly, the way we've competed with them in the past, they had no reason to have much respect for us. And hopefully tonight we earned a little respect. And I think we're a program on the rise. We're very young and really only playing one senior a lot of minutes. So, hopefully this is a sign of good things to come in this rivalry. Yeah,
it was a great game. I did note that. You got one senior, Zeke Schock. He had a strong game. He fouled out with about 3 minutes remaining in the fourth, and I think you missed him there in the late going, obviously, because he's such a solid player.
Yeah, his defense is very solid, and we just mentioned that in the locker room. One foul makes a big difference, and we really needed him in there at the end. And we got beat off the dribble a few times that we feel like Zeke probably makes that play. But you know what? The young guy stepped up and still gave us a chance. So it's a good learning experience, and hopefully we grow from it, and it kind of helps us the rest of the season. Yeah,
I think I noticed there were some young players on Washington Township. Who was that sophomore? That was James Hernandez, 5'9", sophomore guard. He finished tonight with 70 points. Not so much as scoring, but he had such a solid game in all around. I was highly impressed with him. He was playing like a senior.
Yeah, especially in overtime. He had a couple really big plays, made some good cuts, and hats off to him. That was a great game for him, and one he'll probably remember, and we'll remember next year, and hopefully, we'll go over there and get them back. Yeah,
it's neat to have young underclassmen who are at that caliber already, and who can have a leadership role. And likewise on your team, the Lions, you've got. Like Lincoln Tomei, boy, is he truly a freshman?
Yeah, he's a freshman. Yeah,
I mean, he looks like a freshman, but he plays like a veteran player. Like he really has a solid command of the game.
Yeah, he's got a really high basketball IQ, and he just puts a lot of work in. Plays AAU, and so these are the kind of games that are perfect for him tonight, just to kind of grow and to learn, how to handle pressure like this. But we're really excited about him. Yeah, he had a very nice game for us tonight.
Yeah. Well, what do you have for the rest of the season? I did kind of review for our audience some of the upcoming games. What are the biggest challenges you see for the rest of the season?
Well, we'll hit conference play here now for the next month or so, and anytime you're playing teams in your conference, those are always potential trap games, and you want to make sure you come out and bring your best effort. And if we play like we did tonight, we feel like we're in good shape. And then we'll hit a week in February where we get Calumet New Tech, who's super athletic. They won their sectional last year. They'll come in here. We'll get La Crosse High School, another PCC team will come in. And then we go to state and nationals, and that's anybody's guess who we play. And, usually the opening rounds we've done pretty well, and then you start to get some teams from Illinois and Wisconsin that are really good, and we just, we'll see what we can do. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, it's we were highly impressed with the atmosphere here. Everyone's very cordial, obviously, and just great hosts for the game here tonight. Washington Township team played very well. They were well coached, and it was just an exciting game to watch here tonight, Coach.
Yeah, we're glad to have you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. That's Derek Church. He's the athletic director, also the coach of the boys basketball team here at Victory Christian Academy on the northeast side of Valparaiso. All right, let's take one more time out here, and we'll be back with a final word and comment after this on IndianaSports.com and USA-365.com.